That's a lot of foxes. I don't
They
know
come
if
in
any
many
of this is
shapes and
accurate.
sizes.
These don't look like the fox waifu that I'm familiar with.
None of these have pink fur.
Yeah, they're completely inaccurate.
Is it hair or fur?
Oh. What does one call? I mean, I'm a Shih Tzu, so I have hair, but I don't know. I don't know about foxes. I don't know about foxes. Cool. So I'm talking to the empty void right now. Uh,
Also known as me.
yes, hi
I'm
Azure.
Azure.
Azure's the only one who shows up to class. Oh wait, he's the teacher. You don't count. This is what I get for co-teaching a class. Ah.
So, it's a very important topic tonight.
Yeah, very important topic. Tonight we're going to be talking about Tamamo no Mai. Oh my, right?
Wait, we're not going to be talking about Tomo?
Yes. We are.
What? Wait, what?
We're going to be talking about all the Tamamos.
But you said we were going to be talking about Tamamo. No. My.
I don't know. TMI on that Tamamo no Mai.
Are we talking about Tamamo or not?
Yes.
Then why do you keep saying no?
Because no is the Japanese word for it's either to or and or something. Either one of those. Anyway.
I'm trying to continue the joke, but I just want to desperately correct you on that. But I gotta stick to the bit. We're in America, damn it! We speak English.
No, we speak American. That's English with a southern drawl. We speak American round these parts.
Ugh. 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 I'm sorry, but there is nothing more nothing makes me cringe harder than the words Southern drawl. It's like you were killed. It's like you're having a seizure mid-sentence.
Yes.
Yeah, I talk with a Southern
Drawl.
drawl.
Southern drawl, y'all.
But yes. And as to what you were saying before, no is Japanese for of.
What are those words?
It can also function like an apostrophe.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those connector words that aren't really
I
important.
guess her name really isn't Tamamo. Her name is actually Mai.
No, it's actually not Tamamo no Mai. Is technically not her name either.
What's a Tamamo?
A Tamamo, I believe, is a. I think her name translates to. It's okay. So it's a nickname that translates to Lady Duckweed.
So she's a plant.
Yes.
This is just going to get more confusing when we talk about her being a jackal later on.
Oh, this is gonna get more confusing when I just talk about her history lore. Because I think we should talk about this first. Because, as you can bet, Type Moon has completely deviated from the lore that is Tamamo no Mai.
Surprise, surprise! I mean, she probably was not a real I don't think there's any
she was not
she was a real person.
person.
But the legend she's from, it's like she's definitely not the good person in that legend.
Oh no, she is not a good person in the legend.
And this is why isn't her alignment evil?
Well, see, this is why I'm not sure how much of Tamamo's past in Type Moon is true, because her alignment is still evil in Type Moon. So I'm not sure how much of Tamamo is the truth. Do I doubt her feelings for the protagonist? No, not really. But I doubt how much she's being truthful because in Tamamo's like own legend, uh, she changes personality a lot to suit the needs of the situation that she's in. So
Mm-hmm. Does this look like the face of mercy?
no, she's going to chew you up, take all your money, and then go spend it on the person making lunch boxes or something. I don't know.
Ah, yes, Mr. Bento,
Yes.
the inventor of the Mento, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Bento.
Mr. Bento. All right.
Like, I just gotta say this up front. Fantastic cleavage.
She does have good booba.
Mhm.
All right. So,
Also, she's apparently British, going by this screenshot.
apparently. Apparently, she's not even Japanese. Let's get into that that backstory, right? All right. Let's talk about Tamamo no Mai's origin story. So, according to legends, she was born 3,500 years ago in what is now China. So, she's not
So
even from.
she's a fake
She's
Japanese
a
person.
fake Japanese. She's a phony.
God, what a fucking weeb.
Yeah. So nobody knows how she was born did or whatever. I'm assuming like nobody really knows how spirits and stuff work anyway. So she could have just popped into existence. But basically, her early life is said she eventually became a powerful sorceress, and after I don't know what the color of her fur was originally, but after hundreds of years, she became a white-faced, golden-furred Kyubi no Kitsune. So I don't know if
So,
she
no,
was born a fox or if
no,
she
like
was
the Naruto fox.
yeah, yeah. Well, Tamamo is the most famous nine-tailed fox in Japanese history. Uh, she is also one of the three terrible yokai of Japan.
Yes. This is what she really looks like.
Probably. Uh, so basically, as an expert of manipulation, Tamamo goes basically around the world, causing the fall of every dynasty she comes in contact with.
Yes.
So one of the first written things says that she showed up in the Shang dynasty, and she was known as Daji, and she was a beautiful woman who was the favorite concubine of King Zhou. Uh, so basically, while she was the favorite concubine, she was off holding orgies in the court, in the public,
In general.
in the public places. Her one of her favorite pastimes was inventing new forms of torture. So I think we know where one of her certain abilities comes from. Uh,
I was not aware that she would later be reincarnated into John Kramer.
mm-hmm. But so after she brought about the fall of the Shang dynasty, she fled off and she went to Magda, which was India back in the BCE era. So there she was Lady Kaio. She was once again a consort to a king. I cannot pronounce his name because it's Kamashpada. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, but anyway, now she's in India.
You're making Karna cry.
I can't pronounce the Indian name. Oh, if I could heard it, I might be able to pronounce it, but trying to read it is hard. So basically, she charmed this king, and made him, okay, this is where it gets kind of gory, basically causing him to eat children, murder priests, and commit other unspeakable horrors. Apparently Tamamo also eats children, by the way. She's a baby eater, just so you know. So after, all the children ran out, she's like, okay,
Sounds like something that would be locked away in the SCP Foundation.
what the heck? What the heck is right, man?
Uh-huh.
We're
Look,
talking
they're
about...
the look. It is a scientific fact that babies are tender. We eat veal.
Tamamo's a
We
baby
eat
eater, what
lamb.
can you say? So anyway, so she shows up again in the Zol
Let
dynasty.
ye who has not eaten a baby throw the first stone.
We're talking about Tamamo no Not Mai tonight on
We're talking
TMI.
about eating babies.
Yeah, eating babies. So she shows up in the Zhou dynasty, so she's back in China again, and she's Bao Shi now. And basically she becomes the concubine of King Yule.
So what you're saying is she really gets around.
Yeah. So this time around, she doesn't want to be just a mistress, all right? So she wants to be queen this time. So basically she gets the king to kill his wife, and then make her the new queen. In this lifetime, she didn't have any emotions or anything like that. She didn't smile a lot and stuff like that. So basically, King Yo tried to appease her in every way possible by committing more acts of atrocities, like killing all of his nobles, and yeah. So basically, that's because that'll get his new queen to smile, right? Killing all the people who's displeased her, I guess. Oh, thank you for the drink. That made me happy. I don't know what other girls are talking about.
Guys, this is what girls really want.
But eventually, because of the Bao doing all
The
this,
rampant baby eating.
yeah, all that stuff. So once again, King Yo had to be killed because of his tyranny. Bao Shi once again goes into hiding, reappears in the 700s, and she was who do I kill, my queen? We kill...
Don't give her that power.
We kill...
It's a trap. She's gonna get you into a contract and you actually will have to kill in order to save your soul.
Yeah, don't fall for it, guys. So, she reappears in the 700s. This is BCE, but I think... Yeah, it's BCE still. Kill Oni-chan? Yes, please kill Oni-chan. He's a
yes.
perv.
A good year to be a copper miner. I think, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. So she appeared as a 16-year-old girl named Wakamo, and basically while the Japanese were over here showing up to the Tang Dynasty, being the good old envoys that they are, she's like, "Please, sir, let me up on your ship." And so they decide to bring her over to Japan, where she disappears for 300 years.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do.
Look, you don't understand. Akihabara is just a huge fucking place.
So with that time span, I'm still not sure on the timelines half the time. I think we're in the hundreds now. I'm not entirely sure. Math be weird, yo. Basically, she shows up again, but this time she decides, I'm just going to be a defenseless human baby on the side of the road. And some married couple were like, well, we gotta take care of this baby, right? And so she becomes Mikuzumi. And, wow, this baby is sure intelligent and talented. And when she... And when she's 7 years old, oh boy, the emperor takes notice. Oh, man. Now he's like, I want her as a servant in my court. And so she does. She excels amazingly at court. Wow, this 7-year-old sure is smart and even knows things like Chinese. Weird.
Mhm. Now, see, if this had happened in America, she would have been accused of being possessed by the devil.
Yeah. So yeah, this is, by the way, this is Tamamo's name as Tamamo before she became Tamamo. So her name is Mikuzume. Mikuzumi? Mikuzami? I'm not
Miku.
sure. Just call her Miku. Anyway,
Miku.
Miku.
Miku. Oh
Miku.
God. Oh God.
Yeah.
We've been tricked. It
But
was
yeah.
all it was all an elaborate scheme.
So everybody in court loved her. She's amazing. She's so pretty. And then when she turned 18, there was a poetry and instrument recital.
Fools. We're all fools.
Yeah.
It was right in front of us all along. She's still destroying the hearts of men.
Maybe. So, during her recital, all of a sudden, all the candles go out. And suddenly, her body glows a beautiful light. And they're like, wow, this person must have been a very holy person in her previous life. And so she was given the name Tamamo no Mai.
I'm pretty sure that's how the first person with a quirk was born in My Hero Academia.
Probably. So the Emperor Toba becomes fond of her, and she becomes his consort. Well, at least he waited till she was 18. I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
And after she became his consort.
I mean, it was BC. There was a lot of rape going on back then.
Yeah, there was.
Just like an unnecessary amount of rape.
A very unnecessary amount. It's terrible.
Yes.
Anyway, so after she becomes the Emperor's consort, wow, the Emperor falls deathly ill. No one could have expected that, right? 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 That's not weird at all.
Yeah, it's called an STD.
Mm-hmm. So they call in an Omnijao. An Omnijao. I don't know how to pronounce it half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they're spiritual people in Japan who use things like shikigami and stuff.
Excuse me. Do you think that that's going to get clipped? Or are there?
I don't think anybody heard you. It's fine. It's fine. Unless they want to. I don't know. I heard VTuber sneezes doesn't exist anymore, so I think we're good.
It got weird.
Yep, it got weird. So,
it's all fun and games until someone cops to jerking off to it. The internet is a fun place. I'm sorry, did I say fun? I mean soul destroying.
The internet is for porn.
Whether you like it or whether you want it, whether you think it's porn or not. That's what the new song should be. It's like everything can be porn.
It should be. So basically, the Omnijao was like, holy shit, you're marked for a bad omen. And so we're like, we gotta call all the priests and monks to pray for the Emperor's health. And so
they could have, God forbid they just check his cholesterol.
Yeah, God forbid they do anything yet. So all the priests and stuff show up. But it doesn't help. He gets worse. And so the Omnijao comes back once again to read his fortune. And he's like, oh my god! The fortune says that Tamamo no Mai is the cause of the illness, and that she's a kitsune in disguise. Man, these fortunes are very on the nose, unlike the fortune cookies I get.
Yeah, it's like, damn, how come my horoscope can't be that, like, frickin' accurate?
Mm-hmm. But Emperor Toba was like, nah, that can't be true. But alright, why don't we just do a test, just to be sure, you know?
It's like, have you seen her rack? I don't want to give that up.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, girl, you want to come help us with the ritual? And she's like, oh, I'm not sure. But everybody in court was like, no, do it. You could probably get a good position. Maybe even become empress or something. And she's like, I guess I should.
Like everyone would be okay with her just randomly becoming empress.
Well, I mean, everybody loved her at this point in time, so I would not doubt that they would be fine with her becoming empress.
Okay.
So,
Or did they really love her, or did they just say they loved her?
mm,
You know, there's that one person in the back who's
I
like
hate that
complaining about her
bitch.
hairstyle.
Hmm.
It's like I fucking hate the way she does her nails.
Hmm. So, so she dresses up. She goes to do the prayer or the ceremony or whatever, and she's doing great. And then all of a sudden, poof, she vanishes right as it was supposed to be finished. And then the court was like, ah!
It's
She
like,
was a
oh my
Kitsune
God.
after all!
Either that or she was raptured.
Yeah. So, so I guess a short period of time passes, and then in the Natsuno uh, Suki province, basically women and children start disappearing. So once again, Tamamo is up to her baby eating and other
Hmm.
things again.
Yep.
She's up to
And
that
this
again.
time,
So the court sorcerers are like, dang, we gotta send people after her. So they send out some of their best warriors. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna kill this fox hunt, guys. Let's go. So
but they
they
made one key mistake.
Tamamo is a bitch.
Well, actually, they were trying to hunt a fox. She's a jackal. They didn't bring the right equipment.
Right. But basically they got purified. They had an
Also, if you're
army.
gonna hunt a fox, you gotta bring the British in. No one hunts foxes like the British. That was their second mistake.
Yeah,
They didn't bring in the experts.
I know. I mean, they did bring an army of 80,000 men, to which the whole army fell pretty much a couple days after they went out. So only the best warriors were remained after, that.
Hmm.
So basically, Kazunosuke and Mironosuke, I think, is their name, are basically they're the only two left, and they're like, we gotta kill this bitch, man.
No, no. What they were really like was, "Holy fuck! How are we the only two left? There were thousands of us. We are so fucked."
Hmm. And then one night, Mironosuke had a prophetic dream. A beautiful young girl appeared for him, saying, "Tomorrow I will lose my life to you. Please save me." And Mironosuke was like, "No, I shall not simp. Begone, tot." And sure as they have it, Mironosuke fires two shots, one through the fox flank and one through the neck. And then Kazu swung his blade, and bam, dead, beheaded,
Seems.
over.
I mean, he already got her through the head. Seems like a bit of an overkill to cut her with the sword.
Well, they had to be sure. This is a sorceress
Ah,
we were talking about, and of course,
zombie logic. Gotcha.
mhm. and of
You gotta double
course,
tap.
killing Tamamo did not end the greatness, because the emperor died a year after she did. He
Hmm.
had no heirs.
Again, it
Uh,
probably wasn't her. It was probably just an STD,
yeah.
or it was like the pre
Well,
one thousands.
actually, it
So
wasn't
it
the.
could have been a constipation.
Oh, I'm reading this wrong. Actually, it wasn't the emperor that she was with. Basically, I guess it was like his son or something. But anyway, he died heirless. The guy that she had cursed and stuff also died after that.
What about
And
the two
then
people who killed her?
basically, then there was. I think they're fine. Basically,
Oh,
then
they're
there's.
fine. They're the ones who did the deed, and they're fine.
Yeah. Well, remember, Tabamo's not interested in regular people. She's interested in people who have power. And
I'd be
as.
pretty interested if someone killed me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if some rando on the street killed me, I'd be pretty interested in them.
Well, I mean, she did cause basically a succession crisis. Uh, so basically, supposedly, this leads to the Genpei War and the end of the Heian period. And then
Hmm.
shoguns happen. So this is what they attribute Tamamo to causing
Hmm.
in there.
Would ultimately lead to a super broken archetype of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So thanks again for that, Tamamo.
Hmm. And
Even to this day, the consequences of your actions are being felt by us all.
yeah, And then basically her myth ends with her saying, oh, and her spirit now haunts a massive boulder, which kills every living thing that's ever touched it.
I got a giant rock.
Yep, that giant rock. You can't ride this rock, guys. It will kill you. It's like the haunted car movie, where you get on the car and it kills you.
There it is.
Yep. Anyway, so that's the abridged version. Well, pretty much the full version of
Her
Tamamo's
backstory.
backstory.
But then we get into Fate,
Yeah,
and
boy.
she is a completely different beast, literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tight Moon. I guess we should start at the beginning. In Tight Moon, supposedly, Amaterasu was all like, I'm bored. I want to do human things. And so she cuts off her tails and sends one of them down, and that becomes Mikuzume.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do. And one of them becomes Mikuzume, which will then become Tamamo no Mai.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows that Natsu's real fetish is giant women.
I am concerned.
Mm. So, being the dumb, naive, happy-go-lucky girl Mikuzume is and becoming Tamamo Mai, oh boy, I'm so happy that I'm in love with the Emperor. And then they're like, she's a fox. Kill her.
It's basically that Doge meme.
Yeah.
Where it's like, gee, I'm so happy to be alive on this specific date when this tragedy happened.
Yep. And so they shoot her dead. Like in the lore. Her backstory is pretty simple well, for what she tells us anyway. I don't know how much this story is true or not. Like I'm saying, Tamo's alignment is evil. I'm just saying.
And she does some shit in Fate Extella.
Mm-hmm. But overall, she wishes to be the devoted wife type. She wants to love and be loved and devote her entire existence to one singular person. She does not want this person to have a harem, even though it seems like that is fated to happen regardless. But
Even,
you know.
actually, hang on, let me grab it.
Mm-hmm. Which is hilarious considering that she's a concubine.
It's like she doesn't she doesn't want it so much that like
She will
even
kill
if
you.
even if she is the harem,
Mm-hmm.
even if she's the harem, she doesn't want it.
Mm-hmm. She don't want it. Even if it's herself, she doesn't want to share you with him.
Go go no my rangers.
Beep, 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 beep. Everyone, remember the third one in this line, the one in orange? That one will be redesigned and become Tamamo Cat.
Heavily.
Yep.
It's like again with the animal changing.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these is Vici? Is it the purple one?
From what I'm understanding, Vici might even not be a member of the Tamamo no Mai 9. If I
We
had...
can't call we can't call it the Tamamo 10.
Yeah,
That just doesn't work.
I mean, but if I had pick, I'd think it would probably be the... See, I don't know, because Vici has been, like... The backstory behind Vici is about how she's technically from an alternate universe. Or an alternate timeline, per se.
So she's variant Vici.
Yes, she is very, very...
She was, spoiler alert for the new Marvel stuff, she was sent to this timeline by Kang the Conqueror.
Mm-hmm. And if I... In Vici, I would say definitely... her she is definitely more based off of the original legend of Tamamo
Yes.
because every time she appears in a Lost Belt, somehow she accidentally kind of ends up helping you guys end the thing, even if it's not on purpose. Like, she gets captured in something, she actually does help you in the Indian Lost Belt.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I mean, playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, there are missions where Darth Malgus helps you when you're playing as a Republic
Hmm.
character, so that doesn't really speak for much.
I mean, if I had to guess, if Tamava Vici is one of the Tamamo Nine, I would guess that she's the pinkish, the not like the one in the front, the second one, the one with the
Hmm.
curls.
She, do you think that she might be possibly like an alter or something?
I don't know, possibly.
Although
It's
I guess it would be alter Tommo, wouldn't that mean her? I almost feel like Tommo Cat is the alter one because she's so like upbeat and happy and
pretty
just
much and
nice to
pure,
everyone.
and there's no evil
She's got to
behind.
be a dog. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, she's got to be a dog. She's way too friendly to be a cat.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, she does wolf. Tamamo Cat does wolf.
Yes,
Yep.
Juan,
Juan.
Juan.
Who knows if she's a cat or a dog? Tamamo Cat doesn't
Your
even know
friend, your
herself.
friend Misty, your friend Misty is not a cat, is she?
My friend Misty is a Nekomata.
I heard the word Neko in there.
Yes, she's a Nekomata. So she's a cat, but she's a specific type of cat. She's a demon cat. The
Well, apologies to your friend, but cats are just. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Just like Tamamo cat does not have the demeanor to be a cat.
no, she doesn't. I think that's the point.
She's like Doug from Up.
Mm-hmm. She's also the only one who can cook well, supposedly.
Surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Because even though not that Tamamo is bad at cooking, from what I understand, it's just she's not as good as Tamamo Cat, or Tamamo, or it's something along the line is that Tamamo is only good at cooking a specific meal or something like that. All I know is that during the
I can't
uh
believe Extella lied to me.
I mean, it's not that she's a bad cook. She just could be extremely better, according to Enma, who was supposedly Tamamo's cooking teacher. But comparing her to Enma, Emiya, Tamamo Cat, it's a high stakes. Boudica is also in.
Everyone sucks compared to Emiya. That's just a fact of the Type Moon universe.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, she's not bad at cooking. She's just in the middle of the way by how the grouping of the cooking tiers work in Fate. Ah, I guess we'll move on to the next slide. So what should we talk about beside, because her background is pretty simple. Should we talk about like plot twists and stuff that happen in Extra, or?
You can.
Mm-hmm. So Tamamo no
So,
Mai is a very interesting servant.
so if you use her in Fate Extra and you don't spec her properly, she will get fucking destroyed by Lubu, and you'll have to restart your game.
That is true. Tamamo is the hard mode of Fate Extra, and you'll be like,
And
but
that's
this
why I
game is.
played it. And that's why I played it second
Mm-hmm. And you're like,
after
what?
using
This
Amiya
game is
first.
already RNG hell. How does it make it harder? Well, basically, as a caster, she is weak as fuck, as expected from the caster class. What interesting is Tamamo is also the only. I believe she's the only servant who actually tells you all the names of the classes of the servants, because both Nero and Archer can't be bothered. Because
Archer, like Nero, just has like too high of an opinion of herself. It's like it doesn't matter who they are, we'll beat them anyway. And
I'm a Saber, and Saber is best class.
mhm. And Emmy is just like, God, I fucking hate myself. I hope they kill me. I hope we die. I want to go back to the throne.
It's very hilarious about how unwilling he is to be there for the first couple rounds, and then by the third round is like, "Are you okay? Do you need a band-aid?"
I packed you a lunch. Did you make sure that if you go on your bicycle, you wear knee pads?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I trust that Rin girl. She's a bad influence on you.
God, that would be fucking awkward.
I don't know if I trust these girls.
Mm-hmm. And he is. And depending on your source, and then depending on your choices, he has sex with her. So it's like, I know from experience, there's just something about her I don't trust. I made super sure, and I'm still not. It's like there's just some, like, there's just some, like I made as sure as I could be, and there's something about her, man. I
What
may have to go back. I may have to go back and check again.
what are you doing in there? Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's cool.
The adults are. It's like Hakano, go away. The adults are talking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe I could do the mana transfer next time. No, no, it's fine. Don't.
It's like they have to have the talk with them. It's like you see Hakano when a dom and a sub love each other very much.
Although it is
I
hilarious.
really hope my parents never see this because then I'll have to explain to them what a dom and a sub are.
I fear for my life sometimes. I hope my parents never actually look at what I do for streaming or
Mm-hmm.
are listening right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just like no, trust me. You should be ashamed of me.
mm-hmm. Because like I told him, it's like, and he's like, "Are you making any money off of this thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I am making money off of streaming." It's like I
It's not
got my
very
first.
much.
It's like I got my first payout. It's $111 I got.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to
That
make
is
a
actually
hundred. You have to make $100 to get a payout in Twitch, but I got
that
111.
feels
Yeah,
that feels like the first $99 you're being taken advantage of.
pretty much, pretty much.
Hmm.
But you know, it's not. I don't think it was that bad for my payout because for us who we only stream a couple days of the week,
For the six people who watch us.
for the 6 people who watch
Mhm.
us, for
Yeah, imagine it. Imagine if we could get 60 people in there, that would be 1,000. I
that
think.
would
Probably not, but something tells me that's not how the logistics work.
probably not. And that's not even counting like some direct donations I got here and there. So, but you'll have you know that all the money I have is currently going to go back into the channel and pay for Azure's PNG. So,
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Chat, tell her not to do it.
You're gonna get a PNG, man. I'm tired of talking to the void, Azure.
Look, you just have to accept that people are going to judge you because they think that you're talking to the voices in your head.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. Just because technically you kind of are in my head because of how this kind of works.
It's look, Cherry. I'm sorry, you can't buy me a PNG in this economy.
True, this economy is pretty bad. I
Mhm.
take I think $100 or so is about the going price for a character sheet. So I think I can afford it. But it depends on how nice I want it to be. I don't know. We'll find out, chat.
Mhm.
I have to shop around a bit because it's like playing a gotcha game with art because you never know whose arts is open. I don't know what style I like. I don't know. I don't know. I want something nice, someone who can really do male art because I'm not very good at guys. But I know they're out there people who are very good at making cute boys, cute anime boys. Look, guys, if Azure's not going to be a cute anime boy, it's
I don't
worthless.
want to be a cute anime boy.
You're going to be a cute anime boy and like it. This is how this works. There's no other option. What, do you want to be a Bishonen? You want to be, I don't know.
No, I don't want to be a Bishonen. Have you seen what the people? Have you seen what they do to those people on the internet? The bottom. Well, I think I killed Cherry. Tonight's stream has been brought to you by Fake Grand Order. Fake Grand Order. You might as well just set your money on fire. It's a better use of it.
Oh, Tamamo no Mai. So after playing on hard mode for a bit, you eventually get to the end of the game. And then twice be all like, oh, hey, sup, bitch. And she's like, oh, it's my ex.
And Hakuno's just like, wow, awkward.
Yeah. And she's like, don't worry, I'm 100% devoted to you. Aha, aha. Until
that master from the Grand Order comes along.
Well, even then in her voice lines it says, I've got someone else I'm devoted to you, so I can't be your wife. But I promise I won't betray you.
Who is she talking about?
Who is she talking about? It's weird. She can't be possibly talking about another player character in another game. Weird.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, at the end of the day, Tamo's just simping go for a virtual person like a VTuber.
Yeah. Well, pretty much. I mean...
No, that is exactly what she's doing.
That is exactly
what she is doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tamamo simps for the VTubers, guys. There you go. Mm-hmm. I didn't know we'd be here, but we are. She had to become a VTuber herself, you know, to truly be close to her waifu. Well, her husband, though. She wants to be the waifu. Mm-hmm. Even if you're female, you're still her husband,
even if you're still Goshijin.
Mm-hmm. You're still her
Goshijin-sama.
Goshijin-sama.
You need to make that one of your drops.
What?
You need to make that one of your drops. Goshijin-sama?
Goshijin-sama?
Yeah, there you go.
Let me... Goshijin! Tamamo no mai getto desu! Let's...
I'm sorry, I was concerned for a second there. I thought that Tamo had entered the chat, and I was equal parts terrified and maybe a little something more.
So desu ne. I can't really do Tamamo's voice really well. Not too many people can pull off.
Well, I mean, it's Chiwa Saito.
Yeah, it is Chiwa Saito.
You can't. No, she cannot be impersonated.
No,
she cannot
really.
Not be imitated. Just because we need something on here.
Chiwa Saito. She also plays a number of other characters in the Type Moon universe,
including one like disturbingly horny child.
We don't talk about the horny child.
Mm-hmm. We've tried to get her help. It hasn't worked yet.
It doesn't work. We've tried. It's like, look, it's not for lack of trying. Mm-hmm. All the characters have tried.
Also a dragon from Chaika the Coffin Princess. Mm-hmm. And the falsely advertised lead character of the Rewrite visual novel from Key.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter like what the character is, she's always fantastic.
She is. You can't... I mean, it's actually pretty amazing, the talent they got for extra. Mostly because...
Cardcaptor fucking Sakura.
Yeah.
Chiwa Saito.
I can't remember if another couple of the other characters have...
Isn't Robin Hood's DA famous?
Probably. I know in the English dub they got Vic Mignogna to
Before the allegations.
before the allegations.
Let's see, Toriumi Kyosuke. Kosuke.
Uh, but anyway, why I say extra has a very
Known as Lizard Man in Slayer's Try.
has a
He's been
very
in the game for a long time.
yeah has been a very interesting voice acting cast. Is because back when Fate Extra came
Yeah,
out, it was
he
2000.
was Gilbert in Pandora Hearts.
Ow. 2008, right? Is Fate
A
Extra
series, a series, a series whose manga I own in full but have not read yet.
Pandora Hearts?
Pandora Hearts.
I don't want to go back to Pandora Hearts.
I'm still look. It's like it's okay. It's okay if Junmaida hurts me. Her art is really pretty.
Her art is really pretty. It's more, I don't really care if it the hurt part. It's the fact that the more I try to read this, the more my head hurts. Because I'm trying to make sense of what is happening. And it makes less sense as it goes on.
At least they didn't go the Subasa route where it went into full incest.
At least they didn't go the Sabasa route and everything was a dream. And everything is a fucking dream. And everything is time travel. And everything is fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the time travel in Subasa makes the time travel in Star Trek Voyager look tame. And that show broke every rule of time travel.
But yeah, okay. Fate Extra came out.
It was so complicated that even the series mascot, Monica, was like, I don't have no idea what the fuck is going on anymore. It's like, yeah, neither do we, Clamp. Neither do we.
Yeah. See, this is why I constantly say rule of thumb for anything with Clamp. Do not buy a series if it goes over 6 volumes. Clamp does not have the attention span to write a story that goes over 6 volumes because every time they do write a story that goes over 6 volumes, either it goes on hiatus forever or it becomes Tsubasa.
I mean, to be fair, I think that Tsubasa actually went to like 10 volumes before it completely went off the rails into a field and into a farmhouse, killing everyone inside.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so anyway, Fate Extra came out in Japan in 2010. So this is why I say that the voice acting cast was pretty interesting, because in 2010, Fate was definitely not in the market like it is now.
It's like Star Wars before Disney acquired it.
Yeah. For example, the only things that would have been out around this time is...
You know, it was all visual. It was all light novels.
It was all light novels right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On top of... I think the Fate Zero...
I mean, we got like what, like
volume
codes or something.
Mm-hmm. Codes and something.
That PSP fighting game.
Fate Zero. I don't know if it was animated yet. I don't think it was.
No.
No, it was. It was a year before Fate Zero got animated.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not in the public eye at the time. Although it did, the games, from what I understand, in Japan at least, did pretty good. That it did prompt the sequel, so I have no doubt that Tanj voice acting.
That was like
Red
her first
Saber.
major role in like years.
Yeah, it was her first major role in the. This probably what sold it, because with her not playing anything recently, like she hadn't done anything since Sakura.
Yeah.
So.
Has she been in it? Has she done anything more? I feel like she's gotten back into it since she did Nero.
I feel like she
I'm looking it up.
doesn't do much besides Nero. And I think that's because Nero has become ingrained with who Tanj is. Sakura Tanj. So you could say that Red Saber was Sakura Saber before.
She's some character in the Rising of the Shield Hero. It looks like it was only for one episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does. She has a very small voice cast. She does mostly video game stuff, I believe, these days, and that's only for like gotcha stuff, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like her most extensive stuff is for Fate.
Yeah, like I think it's just because she's become so integrated as Nero that it's hard to like cast her as
Hmm.
anything else. Because Nero has become the as I would like to say, not to go back to our 4 hour podcast from last week, but Nero has become the competitor for Best Girl in the Type Moon universe, as in the ongoing Fate versus Red versus Blue in the Fate
Oh God,
universe.
God, no, there's a major one we're missing, and like it's because I'm looking at the side of the Fate franchise. She's fucking Assassin of Black.
Yes, yep, she is Assassin of Black.
Mhm.
But anyway, Chiwa Sato, on the other hand, was the also.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're supposed to be talking about Tama. We're talking
Yeah,
about
let's
Nero.
go back to Chiwa Saito. Anyway, Chiwa Saito, uh, also probably another reason why people probably got into this game and it sold decently in Japan. Uh, in case if you all don't know about Chiwa Saito, who
She's
is
played a lot
who
of.
is a
Unlike
MILF.
unlike Sakura Tain, she has played a lot
Yeah,
of
she's
like
also a
Fate.
MILF, by the way.
That is true.
Yes,
She, as of 2015,
yeah,
as of
she's
2015, she is a MILF.
she is a MILF, by the way.
No disrespect. No
No
disrespect.
disrespect,
I say that respectfully.
respectfully. I'm sure all of her fans would agree
a,
that
a,
she's a MILF.
a mill.
Verf.
A millerf. A
MILF.
millerf.
Mm,
A mother I'd like
to
to
respectfully
respectively
fuck.
fuck.
But for
Yeah,
example,
she's like one of the main girls in Monogatari.
she's the
A
main girl
series
in
that a series that I
Monogatari.
definitely a
She's
series
from
that
she's from
surprise surprise I have not
yeah.
seen.
She's from Bakuno. She's from Mobile Suit Gundam Double
She was
O.
in Bak. I was not aware she was in.
She's Carol from
To be fair,
Bakuno.
I have not seen the English dub of. Oh, she was
Japanese dub.
Carol.
Yeah.
She was in like what, 2 episodes?
She's yeah, but big enough to matter. I
You know
mean,
what? I can see
she
it. I
plays
can
a
see it.
lot of roles beside. But anyway, she in Double Gundam in Mobile Suit Double O. In case you're wondering who she is, she's Louise. Basically, the girl who goes psycho because she lost her hand, but then it grew back. Don't worry about it.
Is she
Anyway,
Chevalier? Evidently, she's the Aeon in from Grand Order
hmm
Chevalier. I forgot about that.
she's a lot of people in Fate. I think. I think she plays like Kuro something one other. I can't remember who it is. Uh, what else? Kim and from Soul Eater, who I believe is the witch girl.
Hmm.
Uh,
I think I just got a spam text.
yay, spam.
Let's see. It's from someone whose email address is I love. It starts with I love, so already that's probably not a good sign.
It's
It's
it's.
some kind of link, so I'm just gonna. It was sent to a bunch of people. I'm just gonna go ahead and
I'm
hit
just
the
gonna
trash
close
button on
that.
that. Yeah, just gonna hit the trash button on that one.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I got a fucking like check in the mail today, except it wasn't a check. It was like this like
It was a
it was
trap.
basically trying to trick me into taking a loan.
Ha!
It's like I do
Oh,
not
that's
need
the
a
one we
loan.
forgot who she was. She's Homura from Madoka Magica.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Look, she talks so little. At
hmm
the, I mean, yeah, no, I've definitely seen all of Madoka Magica. Definitely. What are you talking about? I haven't just seen like the first 5 episodes where Homer doesn't say anything in 2011. He's not Sumi Hinata from Sergeant Frog. Another
Sad.
good reason to watch Sergeant Frog.
Sergeant Frog. I'm sad. Did
Gerardo
you?
Gunso.
I'm kind of slightly sad because the Sergeant Frog, one of the voice actors from Sergeant Frog, the younger brother, that was voice acted by the same person who played Utena from Legendary Utena, who unfortunately passed away from cancer years ago. So now I'm sad. I remember that
You're
weird
talking about like the main character,
Utena from
like
Utena's
the
Revolution.
main.
Yes, the main character. Don't worry, they had a replacement. Uh,
I wasn't even aware of that.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that sucks.
yeah. And I'm like, no, she died
Ah,
young.
back when she was Saito, she was Becky from Pony Pony Dash. That was a show I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's see.
I'm being reminded that Rewrite had a TV anime. I want to forget that as soon as possible.
Let's look for some reasons, Sid. Fate Collide. Nope, not gonna talk about that. uh, Orimari
She
Mangaka.
was Uomi. She was Uomi in Setai Yaku and Domo. Again, another like overly sexual kid, but at least that one was a teenager.
At least that one was a
At
teenager.
least she was a high schooler.
Oh, look at that. She was a background character in Maholtsky Precure. Also, fun fact. Rumi was also a Precure character in her early years.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was Cure Muse from Sweet Precure, which I like to call it kind of like the end of the dark Precures, because after the big earthquake that happened, they kind of went lighthearted for a while there. So yeah, oh look at that. She's also in Danganronpa 3 as Oi Asahina, whoever that is. I don't care. Strike Witches. Let's see. Games. Let's go to games. Is she any interesting characters in games?
Victoria from Rewrite.
Aha. Well, she was
They
also.
finally they finally put the Steam page up for that. Like they announced this thing years ago that was being translated and released in English. They like last week put the Steam page up on it finally after like 5 years.
Surprise! They're so bad at releasing visual novels on Steam. It's like, oh, look at that. We just guerrilla released it. You'll never know. Woo. Oh, look at that. In the Japanese here's a game that all of you will know that. In the Japanese version of Genshin Impact, she plays Jean, aka the leader of the Knights of Favonius or whatever over there. So,
I thought you were going to say the Knights of Knee for a second.
no, the Knights of Favonia or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, there's something more recent that all of you can do know. Uh I don't know any of these names. I don't know who this League of Legends is for Oriana and Japanese dub.
Sorry, I hear League of Legends. I just think like, is that like the new baseball game?
Yeah. Is that a
Is that 2K
baseball game?
Sports' new baseball game?
Is that a baseball game? Oh, look at that. She's technically the protagonist's voice actor for Rune Factory 4, who who
I
says
feel like she was the dub voice for someone big in one of like Japanese like one of the Japanese dubs of an English cartoon. I gotta look that up.
hang on, let's see. In the Japanese voice, she is the for in Tokyo Disneyland for Star Tours, she's Princess Leia.
Nah, that's not gonna work. She's way too chipper. Funny story. I hate to go on a tangent, but this was something I learned a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The original Star Tours was about a attack on a Death Star,
Mm-hmm.
but because they wanted to incorporate, like this was before Disney came along, where everything was kind of like, we're gonna work this into canon, no matter how ridiculous it is. And like the official people at like Lucasfilm were like, yeah, no, there was a third Death Star.
Yeah, there was a third
Wow, you
Death
don't hear
Star.
about. It's like we don't. Wow,
Some
that one
some
isn't gonna move.
randos who were on a a ductor basically killed it somehow.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Here's the fun. Like in Legends, there are 4 Death Stars,
hmm
but yeah.
so Star Tours killed Death Star 3, and then some randos in a video game killed Death Star 4. Also, anyway, so to line
Actually,
up,
it got sucked into a black hole in a book, but we don't
it's
need to
fine.
talk about that.
Don't worry about it. Anyway,
That'll be from when I do my thing
so to
later on.
finish up Chiwa Saito's list of characters she plays in Grand Order, she also plays Chevalier Dion and Boudica.
Yes, I just saw that as well.
Yeah.
Of course, I never use Boudica, so it's like
Well,
I wouldn't know.
Boudica is the Ara Ara voice lady. So, well,
I
as
still don't
I
use
like to explain, her
I
Ara
still do
Ara
not use
voice,
her.
her Ara Ara voice. So her Ara Ara voice sounds quite different from her
Her
usual.
noble phantasm does nothing. I don't use her.
Boudica's worthless, but her boobs are fine, so
I
it's okay.
honestly, I like there has been nothing with that character, has there?
No, not
It's like she
really.
hasn't gotten any summer alt. She hasn't been in like any events except for like the one Shiki one.
Yeah, she lives in the kitchen. We don't talk about her.
Yeah, Nero. It's like going completely against historical context. Nero made her bitch,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kind of went along with it.
Pretty much. Anyway, where was I gonna go with this? Anyway, so Tamamo, yeah, I got completely derailed with what we were talking about.
Yeah, something about Death Stars.
Something about Death Stars. I guess we should talk about Tamamo's role in Grand Order now. I guess. Uh, so Tamamo only shows up here and there in the main scenario. Basically, usually she's accompanied by Kentoki of all people.
Yeah, she's just fucking touring London
Yeah, she's just
when
in
she shows up.
London randomly with Kentoki because that was important to have an electric guy around. I have no idea why she made Kentoki her bitch, but she did. And Kentoki goes along with it because he's like baby brain and he doesn't understand what's happening. But I don't believe she shows up in anything else other than this moment.
Well, I mean, she was one of the first servants to get a summer alt.
That's probably because she doesn't have any importance in the story. So they put her into the summer event. I mean,
Like, also, can I say she has like I know that it's I know that we stand Arkawado to the point of death on this
mm-hmm,
channel, but her second ascension in Grant Order is so goddamn lazy.
mm-hmm. I don't know why they did it like that. Well, I think I know why
She
is
look
because she
she looks like Tails
mm-hmm.
from Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think like if you notice like a lot of the first round of servants who were in uh because I believe Tamamo was one of like the first original servants that were in the game too. If you notice like a lot of the beginning servants, a lot of their second stuff is kind of on the lazy side. Like they put all their money into the third extension. So I'm thinking that's the thing. Of course, the artwork and stuff gets a lot better as the series goes along. But
Yep,
you'll notice
and
that
it
a
takes up
lot.
more and more space on your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But you'll notice that the art for the first couple of characters and I guess bronze servants too, they don't really have like any extreme art differences between them. Not until later, I feel. Not until like the first beach arc, I feel, if I'm remembering correctly.
Mhm. Although
Basically, there's been a lot of servants, so.
I will say that Tamamo's summer alt is just like top tier.
Yep, top tier somewhere else.
All three ascensions.
Basically, they took the outfit from CCC and they
Hmm.
put color on it.
Along with the attack from Fate, along with the attack from that one joke in Fate Extra.
It was completely useless unless you were fighting Karna because all of the enemies are women
Hmm.
unless it's Karna.
Unless
So,
unless you're fighting that one Rin extra boss,
mhm.
where it's Fate's Day Night Rin
Yep.
for some
So,
reason.
or you're fighting Kotamine in that one time and it's Kukulin, I believe. So, yep. So basically, Tamamo doesn't really have much of an importance to the story until the Lost Belts happen, which then
Hmm.
it's still not her per se.
It's
It's
not
her.
her.
It's her alt self, Vici,
Hmm.
who okay, how do I explain this in a way to make sense? I can't. All
Hmm.
right. So,
Someone at Fate Grand Order had a fetish.
so basically, as I explained, so there is this being called the foreign god who shows up and pretty much wipes the earth clean. Uh Tamamo Tamamo Vici is basically one of the foreign god's lackeys. She's the first one who shows up to try to get Caldia out of commission. Uh, I don't know if she's actually taking her job seriously or not because she likes to toy with. Because she's the type of person who likes to play with her food. Let's just say that. Uh, she's there. It's kind of hard to explain what's happening with her. So basically, she wants to definitely become Amaterasu again, from my understanding. So she wants to reclaim all the power that she had as a god.
She wants to be fucking big.
Yeah, she wants to be fucking big. Um, I don't even know if she really cares too much about the foreign gods' uh, goals or anything. I haven't played everything in English so far because, hey, we don't have everything out in English so far. So I've played up to what has been released. So first, Vici shows up in Caldia. She's the one who brings the new boss guy. Uh,
He brings in Mr. Fucks Everything Up,
yeah,
Kiriko Tamine.
yeah. She brings that guy in, gets Da
That
Vinci,
asshole.
gets hot Da Vinci killed off, and now we have this lolly in her place. And
Mhm.
then why does this keep
It's all
happening?
it's all part of a secret point. It's all part of her secret plot to get us arrested for child endangerment.
Mm-hmm. They're like, why does this keep happening? So, so you escape. You go into Zero Sale, kind of basically weird ass shit, magic shit. Anyway, so you go to the first Lost Belt, crazy place, freezing cold. You gotta. Vici is there. She's collecting the monsters that kind of exist in each Lost Belt. I don't know understand what a purpose of that is.
She's playing a hacked version of Pokemon.
Yeah, she is. Um, she's up to something. I don't expect us to know what she's up to until the end of all these Lost Belts because I
Curse
think
you and your vaguely defined plans.
yeah. But she so basically she collects a bunch of the monsters from there. She's like, I gotta do commerce and stuff. She's money driven. I don't know why she wants money from each Lost Belt though,
She
because
watched it. She just got really into Spice and Wolf,
yeah, it's like,
but
but it
she's a
doesn't make
fox.
any sense. The currency would not work from place to place. I don't know unless the
It's
intent.
it's her version of Spice and Wolf. It's gonna be Fox and Priest.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. So after that, it's the you go to the second lost belt. Uh, she tries to be nice to the girl there. I like how I forget all the names of all the characters. But Skahath doesn't give her the light of day. Uh
Time of day, I think you mean.
mhm. uh
There's only one.
Ophelia,
There's only room. There's
Ophelia,
only.
that's it.
There's only room for one hot mama in
Yeah.
this story arc.
Mm-hmm. Ophelia doesn't want anything to do with her because she knows she's up to no good. Tamamo, from my understanding, she releases the monsters she collected from the first Lost Belt into this Lost Belt for shits and giggles, killing some of the people here are basically being bred as sheep for most part, sheep for the slaughter. Basically, they live to be 18 years old or something to that extent, and then they get sent off to be killed or something to that like that. So that's what's happening in that Lost Belt. Uh,
Don't.
child mothers. Anyway, uh, so that happens, and then there's the next Lost Belt, which is China. So in China, some interesting things happen. Basically, the emperor is like, "Begone, tot," and has
No, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this
and
again.
has her arrested and tortured. So Tamamo's like, "Oh, I'll help you out for now. If you let me out of here, we can make a deal." Because that's what I like to deal in, deals. Tamamo is the type of person who honors her deals for the most part, it seems. Even if it's gonna lead to the destruction of a lost belt, she's perfectly fine with helping you. So she helps us out in the lost belt here. Because, the enemy of my enemy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
To which then, of course, she pieces out at the last second before we go to fight the fate boss, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And then we don't see her again till India.
India.
In India, which is the most recent Lost Belt, I believe, that has been translated. Because things are gonna get hit the fan going forward. Basically, her contribution to India is that she's apparently she knows how to easily teleport through lost belts, so she gets pepperoni.
She gets pepper.
The guy, the lost belt guy of India's name was Pepperoni or something like. I can't pronounce his fucking name.
That is Italian.
Yeah, Pepperoni. Well, he's technically Japanese, and his I can't remember his real name at the moment. But he's like a...
I'm pretty sure that's the main character from the Lego Island games.
Probably. But he's like he's like someone who knows how to kill people easily. It's kind of the assassin type.
Oh, how hard can that be? We all know how to. We could all kill someone if we needed to.
Yeah. But he's really a fun character. You're pretty much friends with him for the entire thing because he's like, this lost belt is fucking terrible, guys. I don't know what I was thinking. He's like, of course I'm still gonna, fight you in the end, but
I bet you guys wish you could go to a beach event right about now.
pretty much. But the India Lost Belt was pretty depressing, I will say. But we'll see him again in England. It was nice that a Lost Belt person survived, kind of, for once. I mean, technically the first Lost Belt guy is still alive and around, but hasn't really been seen much in the story. So I'm like, I forget he exists. Ophelia's dead. I can't remember Yu's.
That lines up with Hamlet.
Hmm. Well, I mean, she was also in love with one of the guys, so
Mhm. Again, that lines up with Hamlet.
yeah. You decided after talking to the emperor, and the emperor's be like, you can just do whatever the fuck you want, can't you? Why don't you just die and go to the throne of heroes, and then you can be summoned with your husband? And she's like, fuck, I could do that. So now she's a servant, and she hangs out with you at Chaldea from time to time.
It's like, yeah, hey, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I really didn't think that through, did I?
Yeah, no, she didn't think that through. But that was that story. So now she's summonable. Design's great, so that's okay.
Still Arcawato. Or are we talk? We're not talking about Vici, are we?
No, that's you,
Ophelia.
Ophelia. Not Ophelia, you. The the
Hmm.
the one who's not a true ancestor, but we call her a true
But
ancestor.
still, hey, still great work. Still
Still
great
good.
artwork.
Still good. Good artwork. Not Arco
All
Water, but good artwork.
great. All three Ascensions, great.
Yep, it's
It's
great.
a shame. It's a shame. Like, have they released her outfit that she like wears when she's masquerading as a human?
I don't think so.
That is a shame.
Hmm. Maybe in the future. We'll see.
Mhm.
But yeah, Vici, she's got her hands in all the lost belts. I can't remember what she did the past two lost belts because
Yeah,
that's all
her
that's
hands
all
are
in
all over the place. These
Japanese.
last belts are gonna have to start filing some sexual harassment
Yeah.
suits.
Well, technically three lost belts. There's a little Japanese lost belt going on in between.
Oh my God, she even touched the little Japanese lost
The
belt.
little just
Ugh,
I
she
know, she's got her hands in everything. I don't know what she's up to.
we we can't keep letting her get away with this.
Yeah. I don't but anyway, well, she's going to join our side eventually from the looks of it since she was summonable
I mean,
as
she was advertised as a servant in the Lost Belt commercial.
mm-hmm. But anyway, we don't know what the story's gonna be behind that yet.
Mhm.
But it's very under lock and key, and she's like, "Oh, I'm from the future. I can't tell you what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be something big." Pretty much that's implied in her voice lines. So
Mhm.
something's gonna happen.
The end
I
reveals like it's the release date. It's the release date for the Hollow Ataraxia anime. You'd want that. I want that.
Hollow Ataraxia is fine. I don't know how they'd animate it, but
I want Bizette and Angram on you.
Bazette does deserve to be in something else besides Prisma Ilia. I will say that. Not to say that her role in Prisma Ilia is bad or they actually she's pretty badass whenever
Isn't
she's
she
in.
like one of the best parts of that
She
show?
is one of the best parts of that show. She fucking destroyed Luvia and Rin.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, well, I mean, let's be honest. Life destroys those two on a regular basis
Yeah.
in that show.
Yep.
It's weird like seeing Luvia in that show and then going into something like Rail Zeppelin where she's competent.
Mhm. But hey, what can you say? But yeah, so yeah, Vici's up to something. Uh, I don't know if she's going to defect and join our side in an honorable fashion or if
I
she's
don't believe
just
that for a second.
yeah, or if the it's probably the false god is gonna get up to what she's planning and is probably gonna yeet her. That's my guess is what's gonna happen. Uh, I mean, of course, it could be a bait and switch. She could probably not be defecting at all, and we just defeat her, and it's just well, we're gonna summon you anyway, sort of thing. But yeah. Oh, there's my dog.
So I think that's about it for
Yeah, I think
Tomo,
that's
isn't
all
it?
we've got for Tamamo for
For
now.
now.
I mean, there is the whole remake coming up, and there is probably more
There will be more
stuff.
to talk about.
Yeah, there'll be more to talk about. There's more stuff coming in the future, I'm sure, for the extra universe. From my understanding, I believe there are still plans for an Extella 2. But, who knows? COVID could have thrown a wrench into all the plans.
You heard it here, folks. First, Sheriff Hera confirms that Extella 2 is currently in production and will heavily feature Tamamo Namai with multiple costumes.
I,
Be sure
I,
to
I,
cite her in all of her. Be sure to cite her in all of your videos.
I, that's just what I read in the thing, that they were planning for an Extella 2. Extella Link was not Extella 2. It was a side story that was going to happen. It's just a side story, but I don't know for sure. I mean, they now have Studio BB, so
No, it was Fate Extella. It was Fate Extella 1.9.
yeah. Well, I mean,
But
Link was.
but the one Roman numeral.
Well, I mean, Link clearly was just a focus on updating the graphics because the story was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't great like the first one was.
Like, what if we put in voice actor lines for the Hakanos?
Mm-hmm. What if we
Now that
take
we
the.
have now that we have a voice actress for Hakanos female version.
Yeah. It's like, what if we take the voice actors we have now and put them onto the characters? Oh. But they still won't voice act the lines in the game, no.
Yeah, guys, I got this crazy idea. Maybe let's not do this weird thing where we put the masters in the rings. Can we agree that was weird? We shouldn't have done that.
Pretty
It's
much.
like it's like, look, Nasu, I know you've got this height woman fetish, but you gotta stop injecting it into everything we do. I don't know why I, the Type Moon guy, suddenly turned into this New Yorker, but I feel like that's just what happened.
Mm-hmm. Also, can we get the female Hakano some shoes? God damn.
Yes.
But now she's not wearing pants. God damn it, Natsu. I stole male Hakuno's jacket because I didn't have
Hakuno,
anything else.
we are gonna if Xtella 2 does come out, she's not gonna have a shirt.
Probably.
And then we're gonna see what she does with as a bra option, if at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yep. Who knows? We'll find out. Supposedly, female Hakuno has a decent sized rack. I don't know, though. That's just what I see from some of the images. But, Arco Wada, after all, puts booba on everything, I swear.
Hmm. I think she's bigger than Nero.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You heard it here, folks. Bra sizes. Thank you for joining our TED Talk.
Hmm.
Uh, or as I will now call it, our Tamamon Talk. Thank you for asking us, what does the fox say? And if you must know, she says, Mikon!
No, she says Go Shijin-sama.
Goshijin-sama? Goshijin-sama?
Remember and remember everyone, respect women or you're gonna get the castration fist.
Mm-hmm. That's important. Thank you all for joining us for talking about giant women.
I have a question.
What?
What are we doing tomorrow?
Oh, I don't
Because
know
we're not
yet.
going to a galaxy far, far away
I
tomorrow.
know, we're taking a break from that, and it's weird to think about. I'm not sure what we're doing yet. We can talk it over. It'll be a surprise for all of our viewers out there.
It's a surprise to me.
Yeah, surprise to me too.
I feel like we should have had that worked out by now.
Azure, when have we ever had anything worked out?
Just once I would like to have things worked out.
Nah. We play by ear. We ride or die, fool. Ride or
But we
die.
keep dying.
It's okay. We'll get better.
You say we played it by ear, but we played it by ear so many times I've gone deaf.
He's fine. Don't worry about it. Guys, it's fine. Just because I totally don't plan anything out does not mean that it's bad. Does not mean that we're on fire right now. Please do not look behind the curtain. Do not look at the man behind the curtain. Do not try to search for the VTuber's true face.
I know that the man behind the curtain currently is on fire, and I know that he's screaming for help, but please ignore him.
Yep, please ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Hmm. He's being a baby.
I mean, I'm in between two things. So,
I live in an apartment building, so I'm afraid that if I scream fire, it might scare people. Things you have to
uh,
consider when you're living out on your own.
when you live on your own, you're not in a single person house because you
You
can't
don't have
afford the
you
single.
don't have the liquidity to you don't have the liquidity to get a home loan.
Yeah, you don't have the monies to do things. Or you could be like me, still living with your parents because fuck all, man. I can only get a job that's worth minimum wage. Damn. Sadness. It's okay. It'll be fine. Maybe one day this VTuber thing will take off and I will be able to afford us all the monies in houses.
Hmm. We're gonna buy a big house, and everyone's gonna get to live in it. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have all the maids.
Yeah, that would be nice. What were we talking about? Some fox lady?
I I think we're talking. I think we're turning into Tommo Vici because we're getting obsessed with money.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh,
We better end it now before we get off the. We're at
yes.
an hour and 30 minutes anyway, so this is
Hmm.
actually one of our more productive streams. We stayed on target, kind of.
Hmm.
Don't mind that
And
few
yet
times
somehow,
we're
and
not.
yet, despite being 2.5 hours shorter than last week's stream, it was still. I still feel like it was more productive than the Nero stream.
Well, what did you expect when we were talking about Nero?
True enough.
Yeah,
That wasn't a class. That was a full on like lecture.
yeah, that was a. It was a thing then. I feel like it went pretty well. Of course,
Yeah, well.
having Prince do all the work for the most part is also pretty decent. I still feel like I taught you guys a lot of interesting stuff about Nero for what we kind of know, but we're
Mhm.
not sure because, history is documented weird and we have to decode shit to figure out what's happening.
It's easier to talk about characters like Talmo, who are just like definitely did not exist.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Sayonara for now. We'll see you tomorrow to do whatever.
Yeah, whatever is. Bye.